Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first July's What's Up Wednesday. Today, July 6, 2022. I can't believe we're already halfway through the year, and it's exciting to be here today. And I read a quote today, and it was actually on my agenda, and it said the difference between try and triumph is a little umph. The difference between try and triumph is just a little umph. So let's get that little umph together this month and today, because that is by an unknown author, by the way. But I thought it was clever, and just like I shared on our frequencies and friends, we are in the middle of the month. You cannot go back and start from the beginning, but you can decide where your end is. And this is your next 6 months that are coming in 2022. And I know you guys are going to kill it. With that said, again, my name is Adriana Alvarez. For all of you that, or some of you that may not know me, head of sales for the Americas. Know that this call is being recorded. And today's agenda is actually pretty short and sweet, but good content. So we're going to start with Jake Barron, our head of operations, with some updates, especially speaking about our Canada soft launch and some of the logistics. Then we're going to go into our monthly promotions, which we have our 1, 2, 3, grow your tree. And then we're going to have Ken Close, which is one of our US board members, talking a little bit about who do you know list. And we have many experts about this, including Terry Perez and everybody. So feel free to chime in. But Ken Close has a very easy way to find how to build a who do you know list, because for the 1, 2, 3 grow your tree promotion, you have the opportunity to earn unlimited 400 euros when you have a new member or a new customer with a purchase this month. And we're going to talk more in detail on that. Then we have our family and friends promotion, which is our all over holistic editions and above for 50% discount, which is huge. I mean, what a way to welcome summertime. And we have a great guest as well, Jetton, which is also one of our board members, US board members, and he's going to speak about the proven system for success. So not only how you can bring more members in, but also onboard them and have a duplication system. And finally, we're going to close with Healympics Recognitions, which we did last week again as of June 29th. And we're going to have more updated info on that, and rank advancement recognition. Everybody who ranked advanced from team manager and above in the month of May. So with that said, again, know this call is being recorded and it will be shared on your YouTube channel, and as well as in our social media. Now, I saw many of you already commenting where you're joining us from. I just saw somebody, Carla from Yuma, Arizona. Let's see who else. Fort Lauderdale. Hi, Jenny. Laura from Alberta, Canada. Thank you. Ooh, we have tons of Canadian members with us today. So exciting. And with that, actually, I'm going to pass it over to our head of operations for the Americas, Jake Barron, that is going to give you some updates and, of course, give you some more details on our Canada soft launch.
Yes, Canada is, of course, the big topic here over at Healy World. And you mentioned that there's a few less people on today's call, and I figured out where everybody is. They are all in their support center submitting tickets related to Canada to switch from the US to Canada. We of course, there's no way for us to know how many people, once we opened Canada or turned on the shop, we're going to want to switch from the US to Canada, but there's hundreds. I think we've received 500 tickets just since last Wednesday of people wanting to switch their country from the US to Canada. So we're just asking everybody to please be patient with us while we kind of work through this process, because it's a manual process to change country, because there's the country change and there's documentation that has to be submitted along with it. It's the proof of address in Canada, then also the photo identification as well. And that is a manual process. So each one is done by someone here on our team. And we're definitely going to get through them. But if you've already submitted a ticket, please don't submit another one asking when your transfer will be complete. It'll all get taken care of in order that it was received. But we are certainly focusing on that, our whole team here, to get those processed as soon as possible. And that kind of is also the reason why we've turned on some of the processes for Canada. The shop is open, the back office is open. The pass-based process to verify your identity is open for new members and new members. But this is the main reason why we didn't do on July 5th a huge grand opening, any sort of promo specifically for Canada, because we know that this month is going to be a lot of this administrative work, to where we need to get everybody that wants to be in Canada converted over. And then once all this processing is done, everyone's accounts are switched, everyone's had that opportunity, that is when we will follow up with a huge, a proper grand opening, promos, that type of thing, to officially launch the market. So we just ask everybody again, just to please be patient while we get everybody converted over. And we know everyone's anxious after waiting, in some cases, over 2 years for this moment, but we are going to do everything we can to get everyone switched over as soon as possible. So, and yeah, I mean, that again, Canada is the big topic here, and Tech Tip Tuesday from last night as well. I had a chance to get that uploaded this morning, and actually, Ken, we had a little bit of free time on the call last night. So if you go through that call, look at the recording, look at some of the topics, you'll get there was a electrical engineering, I think, segment where Ken teaches you about magnetic waves. And there was a lot of interesting topics that we were able to kind of go a little bit deeper on that we don't normally on that call. So definitely check out that recording. Again, that's at HealyAmericas.com, and look for the most recent Tech Tip Tuesday call. So it was a fun one last night. So
I like it when we don't always have dead time. Well, I don't know if it's dead time. We don't always have no questions, but it was kind of a light load vacation thing, whatever. And so be careful if there's no questions in the chat. We're gonna make stuff up.
Well, not make stuff.
Well,
not make stuff up, but make content. Make content.
Yes, we were making content on the fly last night, so it
was great. It was fun. It was a party. It was a party.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and there was a couple of questions here. Someone asked about a price list for Canada, and there eventually will be one in the back office. I didn't check today. It's been on the project list for a while now, but that definitely will be up there soon. But if you just go to canada.healy.shop, all the prices are available there. You can browse through all the different categories, the programs, upgrades, additions. And of course, everyone in Canada, the current global promos that are available, which we'll be discussing later on this call, those are all available in Canada as well right now too. So
exciting. So I actually want to bring this question up out loud. What is the benefit if you currently have a US address or another location address to actually switch it to your local Canadian address?
Well, I mean, now that we're officially doing business there, we have a warehouse in Canada, and you'll be able to get your orders shipped directly to your residence there in Canada. And of course, if you're in the US, of course, moving back to Canada, Canada's now able to fully participate in everything related to the comp plan going forward as well. There's really no limitations as far as what you can do, except for, of course, there's, as we mentioned on the prior call, there's 3 provinces where you need a separate license in addition to filling out some of this other documentation in order to do business. So that's not a Healy requirement. That's how the rules and regulations are in place for those specific provinces. It's not something that we can control there, but we have to follow all those rules as well. So it's it's a big moment, and there's, I mean, if your main residence or you live in Canada most of the time, of course, it would make sense to move everything over to Canada so you can operate out of there as you should be able to.
From a business perspective, if you look at in a tax liability perspective, and we look at if we're registered in the U.S. operating in Canada or vice versa, there's different implications when it comes to taxes and it comes to income and when we're making money, especially how many of you guys want to take your business to a $1 million operation. Think about the tax liabilities and the differentiation between the two countries. So it's to your benefit if you're living in the country and your financial assets are in the country that they match.
So,
well said.
Sorry, go ahead.
Also, there's a question about, again, there's no specific promos related to this soft launch sort of that we started yesterday. But as we get closer to the grand opening, I'm sure we'll have something in place to celebrate and, the official grand opening of Canada, but the details and that will follow later. As far as a fast start, restart, or anything like that for people from Canada that were in the US and moved to Canada, that is not in the plans at this time. It's a lot more complicated than it sounds, because people that were in the US did get to participate in the fast start when they enrolled. And then we also had a fast start restart just recently, and those people in the US were able to participate in that as well. And then once you move from US to Canada, doing that again, it's very, very complicated on the back end as far as the compensation plan goes, how that would all work, because people are in the middle of these at the time as well. So it might not be specifically a fast start, restart, that type of thing, but we will have something for everybody, because we know a lot of people have been waiting a long time for us to officially open the market, and we'll certainly keep that in mind when we're putting together any sort of promo specifically for Canada.
Well said, Jake. And exactly, again, we are working on the dates to have a grand opening, and hopefully we'll have something specific for the market at that point. And right now, the most important thing is the shop is live. Everybody can go in there and take advantage of the current promotion, because think about it. I mean, what gets better than 50% discount on holistic and above? I mean, a great moment to go out there and reach out to your prospects and anybody that has been waiting to get their Healys to be able to take advantage of this promotion, as well as the 1, 2, 3 grow your tree that we're going to talk about, because then on top of that, they can earn 400 euros on recruiting. And just like Jake said, then they are able to take advantage of the full comp plan and everything else.
And I just got to interject because I just saw someone ask this question, Adriana. Look, if we open Canada, you don't need to wait. We have got a phenomenal promotion. You can take advantage of everything that's here in the US, and there is no better time. You can get it shipped directly to you now in Canada, so you don't need to wait.
That's right. Anything else you want to address from the
Yes, there is a
chat?
question here. It's for Jake. It says, confirming all provinces in Canada are now approved to conduct network marketing business. Ordering on Healy Canada shop not quite working as yet.
Yeah, we had there was, and again, Angela, there was I know we've been emailing back and forth. There was an issue related during the checkout process for a certain number of people that had said that this wasn't allowed in your province. Please enroll or purchase as a customer instead. Our digital team over in Germany is actually deploying a fix for that right now, and it should be available soon. But that should clear up any of those little issues that were happening during the actual checkout process. So. Yeah, there was a question about, can you sign up members in Ontario? And yeah, Ontario is one of the provinces that doesn't require any sort of specific additional license to do business there. So yes, that's one of the easier ones here in Canada.
There's a question, it's not related specifically to Canada, but it pops up at every What's Up Wednesday. Do we know when our referral link will be personalized with our name?
I do not. I wish I could tell you when that would be available. And it's certainly been on the project list for quite a long time now. But I don't have an update on that particular project.
All
I think
right.
all the questions are complete.
Perfect. All right. So moving forward, and thank you again for the activity on the chat because we love it with all your questions. And for any reason we're not able to answer one of your questions, that is great for us to reference to and save our chats to come back to and address those questions moving forward. But in July, we launch our 1, 2, 3 Grow Your Tree and also our family and friends promotions. So I hope you didn't miss our frequencies and friends on the 1st of July. Again, we know many of you are out there on vacation, enjoying your time with your family, but we thank you for joining here. I see our attendance is growing. So our first promotion, which is the 1, 2, 3 Grow Your Tree, which is exactly similar to the promotion that we had before, but it's just not extended. It starts from scratch in the month of July. So this starts from July 1st until July 15th. So make sure you take advantage of this because we only have a few more days left, or 9 days left on this promotion. And it is whenever you enroll 3 new members or customers with a residence or above, a residence plus or above purchase, you get a bonus, an additional bonus of 400 euros, which is perfect because again, we have our promotion right now of family and friends, which we're gonna go into detail, that it is at 50% discount. So again, here you see all the details. Enroll 3 new members or customers with a Healy Residence Plus or a professional, and for every 3rd new member or customer, you will receive those 400 euros. So it's unlimited. Guys, this is something you want to take advantage of. Imagine, what would you do with an additional 400 euros, an additional 800 euros, or giving yourself a raise of 1,200 euros during the summertime? And you have a few days to do so. So with that, we wanted to focus today. We've been focusing on programmed trainings for the professional edition. Today, we want to focus on how you can build your pipeline in order to take advantage of the 1, 2, 3 Grow Your Tree. And of course, building a pipeline, not only for this promotion, will also go into our next promotion. So with that, I want to introduce a man on a mission, our US board member, Ken Close, that wants to share a few tips on how you build a Who Do You Know list.
Hey, thanks, Adriana. Appreciate that. It's been an amazing journey with Healy, and I imagine many of you old timers, not in age, but in Healy membership, can remember when we had so many challenges and things that were going. But now, oh my gosh, now we've got a great system. Things are working much faster. We got our customer service support, so many tools and things that we can help out our customers. But what do we do to build our business? Right? I mean, how many of you guys are seasoned network marketers, right? There's lots of great seasoned network marketers out there. Some of you guys are new. Some of you guys just found the benefit in Healy and decided, oh my gosh, I got to share this. How do I do that? So you learn the comp plan, you learn some things about sharing, but it's like, I don't know how I want to reach more people. So I want to talk a little bit about kind of the idea, the concept of who do you know? And oftentimes, especially over the time in which we weren't really social that much, people think, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. I don't really have a big list. I got my friends, I got my family, I want to share with them first, of course. But what happens when you get crazy and just on fire and all of a sudden your friends and family are like, back it up a little bit, Ken, right? So you go, well, I want to share this on a bigger scale. The who do you know concept. First of all, we got to kind of get out of our head and think that there is a lot of people we interact with every day. If you just take a remembrance down memory lane from yesterday. What'd you do? Where'd you go? Who'd you talk to? Who did you think about? And then put that like on a list. Where'd you go? All right. You talked to the grocery store people. Maybe you ran into somebody in the produce aisle, chatted momentarily about this, that, or the other. You might have gone to the post office or even at the gas station. I mean, we're moving around our life all over the place, and there are people that we're interacting with. So we need to start thinking about a list. And there's a great resource online. If you just go online and just type in the Google search memory jogger, just type in memory jogger. And what'll pop up is a lot of content around the idea in network marketing of networking. As a network marketing business, that's the profile that Healy is distributing under. We need to build a network. And folks, if you don't like people, you're in the wrong business. You really gotta like people and not mind interacting with humans. You really need to be able to do that, because a network is the people around you, right? It can be a large number if we like people. So having conversations, reaching out, taking a look at who we're interacting with, and building a list. The memory jogger will help you to kind of jog your memory of who do you actually know. And if you start looking at all the places you go and the associations with those places, you'll start to see where you can build this network. A lot of folks might use social media. That's great. But how many of you guys like being pummeled every day by someone telling you about a product or a service or a thing, right? Tends to get a little bit overwhelming. My philosophy in building a business is to bring me to the table, right? I mean, I bring me to the table first. And what that means that if I am one building maybe fitness or health, then I'm going to bring all the aspects of that me, quote unquote, to the table. And then I'm going to find how Healy fits that. Not how I fit Healy, but how Healy fits that. So you were attracted by Healy because of how it fit into your life, how it served you properly, right? So let it continue to be that. It's part of you, but it's not you. So now you take you to the streets, right? Take you to your networks, and then have these authentic conversations, and start to build value in what you do in your life so that others can kind of validate and see the same. So it's kind of 3 steps I want to talk about. First thing in building your list or your network is put everybody on it. Everybody. Now, I'm not editing that at all. I mean, the people you don't like, the people you do like, the people that you just came across casually, the ones you have deep, intimate relationships with, the person at the gas station, put everybody on your list. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, the second degree of separation, who they know. Because I bet you the people that you know, you probably know who they know, right? So you start adding those folks to the list as well. Now look at what happened all of a sudden. Your list just kind of got really big. Now, I'm not saying that all these people you're going to be the ones that you're going to write a letter to or you're going to try to sell a product to. That's not the point here. Because the last part, number 3, is you're constantly expanding this list, this dynamic list of people. And you really have to actually write things down, okay? Because if you just use your mind, how many of you guys remember everything? I'm not saying you have a bad memory. I'm just saying, do you remember everything? Do you? What'd you have for dinner last night? Right? I mean, sometimes like, let me think a minute. What did I have for dinner last night? Right? So you don't remember everything, and the mind will edit. If you don't like somebody, it will edit them out. If there was a person that didn't interact with you coherently, your mind edits them out. It's a protective mechanism. That's okay. But it doesn't mean that they don't need healing, that they don't need alignment. They don't need Healy, right? It doesn't mean that just because your mind or you don't like them doesn't mean they don't deserve proper health. And what's Marcus's dream? What's the business dream? What's the mission? Right? Everyone on this planet has the right to good health. So if we're building our list, everyone should be on it. Everyone you know, everywhere you go. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is that there's different types of network marketers. And this is going to get a little real. There are posers. There are ones that just I just want to make some money. And then they have this list of maybe 10 people. And they go out and they talk to those 10 people, and 9.9 of them say no. And they're like, okay, boom, business just blew up. I quit. That's not professional. That's really not a network marketer. That's not someone wanting to build a business. That's just somebody that thought it might be cool, maybe give it a little effort, and then give up when the times get tough. That's not real. But a professional network marketer, a professional, somebody who takes this on as a real full-time, full-hearted job. Those are the ones who look at themselves as a connector, look at themselves as value, as an asset to humanity, and then start to go out there and network with that in your heart, with that in your belief structure. You are an asset. You're an asset to this world, to this planet. And now that you have Healy, now you are part of this community that we can support each other and build a better consciousness around it. Every time you use your Healy, every time that quantum sensor taps into the information field, this is the quantum field, and starts to build a bridge between your signal and that signal. So keep it authentic, keep it real, keep it from your heart. And we're going to build a consciousness, and we're going to put a Healy in everybody's hands. So build your list. Who do you know? Go to that memory, go to the website or go to the Google, type in memory jogger. You'll have an amazing tool. It's free, and start building that list. And then let's get those 100 million families out there feeling like $100 million bucks. Who's with me? Let's do it. All right,
and I just
Adriana.
wanted to jump in and just add one thing to what you said, which was absolutely wonderful. And it was something that April posted. So if you're not following the post, you may miss that. But she said that in your daily life, everywhere you go, wear your blinking Healy. So people will actually approach you and ask you, what is that? It's a great, icebreaker.
That is what I do, Doc. I've taught all my team from the very beginning, share Healy, wear the Healy. And people they just want you to share with them. And honestly, pique the interest. Don't throw up on them. Yeah, you've got your list. That's great. But the biggest way that I've recruited all 65 people that I have in my personal team, I wore the Healy and they asked me what it was. So it works. Definitely it works.
There you go. Be the example you want to see in the world, right?
Amen. Amen.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ken. And again, it's I love to see it because we have different perceptions, right? Where you mentioned, Ken, network marketing, you mentioned the business side, but we also have a humanity side, right? Where we're not just behind any other product. We are an asset to humanity. And I love that phrase that you said, because we have a gift in our hands. And not only it's a gift of better health, but it's also, like I always say, a better way of wealth as well. So what better way to know that you have something you have to share with everybody? It's a have to, and we must, right? So there are different ways, and I agree with the fact of writing it down. When you started, Ken, you said whether you're seasoned or you're brand new, there is no better way than every few months, take your time and start that list again, because you might go back to the first one. And when you write it down, and that's so important to write it down because that's intention again, but you might have reached out to that person once and they never replied. Or like Terry said, you piqued interest, but yet it never maybe got anywhere. Now is the time to reach out again. And you have multiple different ways of doing that and retouching that interest and piquing that interest, because maybe today Healy wasn't for me, whether it was because of my health or maybe because of my budget, but maybe next month it is right for me because of a family member, because now I've earned some additional money, I've been able to save, or I have personal concerns that now is the right moment. So never give up in any of your prospects. Never give up, because you never know when a no turns into a yes. And a no will. It will happen. That's how we're all here in one point or another. So we know that your passion behind the product will exude and will come to the right person at the right time. So again, I think that's so important. It's one of the sales, not even network marketing, just sales one-on-one. Building that list. Right on here, when was the last time you wrote a list and you went down and looked at it and say, and I'm a checklist person. If you're a checklist person, you know what I mean. It is the most satisfying thing to check a to-do or say I got somebody. It is just invigorating. So imagine going down that list and being able to check and say, I helped him, I helped her, their lives have been changed because I persisted and I was making sure that they got a Healy in their hands. So even if you're seasoned, if you're brand new, there's the power on the list is the key to success. So make sure you take that time, write it down, and even write down maybe some of the people that you've already had. And when you do that to do and check, yes, go back and revisit them. Where are they in their journey with Healy? Have they improved their health? Do they need an additional level of help? Do they have somebody in their life that they need to also write a list down to help as well and continue that journey that we're all in? So with that said, I'm going to keep on. So thank you, Ken, for that. And I see tons of chat, but with that said, again, we are building a family, and that is especially through this gift that we have this month of July. So this runs through the entire month of July. Mind you, the 1, 2, 3 Grow Your Tree is until the end of July 15th. So use UTC time, keep that in mind. Again, I know I've had a lot of questions where the back office or the shop are in CET time or UTC time. Everything does account for UTC time. So for this month, the Healy Holistic Editions and above are at 50% discount. So as you can see here, the Healy Holistic Edition of 50% discount is around $507. Of course, with your local tax added to that, Residence $757, the Residence Plus $1,264, and our Professional for $2,020. Again, great moment to go out there, offer this during the summertime for people to take advantage of this offer. Now you have in your back office all of the terms and conditions available for you to read and understand, and as well as the Fast Start cash bonuses and the QV. Mind you, this chart is great because not only you see if you have somebody brand new in your team or if you're brand new at Healy, if you sell a holistic edition within your first month and enrollment month plus additional month, then you can earn Fast Start cash bonuses, but the QV is for everybody. So, you know, if you sold the holistic edition, that counts for 250 QV, the Residence for 375, Residence Plus for 625, and the Professional for 1,000 QV. So with that said, I'm going to pass it over to Ray Jetton, our US board member, and he has a fantastic proven system for success that it is duplicatable for probably many of you. Again, just like Ken mentioned before, some of you are in the social media platforms, online platforms, some of you are within your practices and but here is something that could be a great addition to your method that you're doing right now. So Ray, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me today, Adriana. And good job, Ken. Thanks for the lead in. It doesn't matter what your method of getting in front of people is. It's what do you do when you get there? And so I believe in keeping it simple and doing it the same way every time. Otherwise, you feel like you have to entertain people. And that's really not what this is all about. It's about sharing Healy, right? We need to share Healy. And there's 3 reasons why we're sharing Healy. Number 1, to help others. Number 2, as you get involved and get started, is to earn a free device. And number 3 is to earn income, right? So we have this system that we've implemented within our team, and it's very duplicatable no matter what your mode of operation is, whether it's like me, I love to get in front of people knee to knee, and just talk to them one-on-one, or whether it's online. We're doing more virtuals these days as well. We have a great mentor in David Pritchard that's helped us get that figured out also. I've got a couple notes here I'm looking at just to make sure I don't forget anything here. But, one of the things that we do is we've decided not to focus on the results and focus on the behaviors. And that makes all the difference when you're sharing Healy. So it's a matter of doing scans and presentations. There's 3 questions that people really want to know. And the number 1 is this for real? And number 2, will it work for me? And number 3, can I see myself sharing this with others? So the starting point is we need to do some scans, right? So as I go through this, I'm going to try to share my story in the manner that we would normally do this also. Is it okay if I share my screen? Do I have the ability to do that?
Yes, you should be able to.
Okay.
We can see it.
Okay, fantastic. So we focus on the behaviors, not the results. And this is our proven success system. 15 or more scans per month. We're going to identify what that means here in a moment. Attend all the events, stay in control of your business, promote, do what you say you're going to do, and then repeat it over and over again until you get those results. So when we think about 15 scans or more per month, when I was in a different industry, that's what they required of us to get in front of enough people. And this same principle can be applied right here with Healy. So 15 or more scans per month is a great number to start with somebody who is part-time with this. If you're trying to do this more full-time, like my daughter Riley and I do, we shoot for 15 or more scans per week. So the way that I've justified this is if you shoot for 15, you might actually get to do 10. And if you are average salesperson, you're going to be able to sell 30 to 50%. So out of 10, that's 3 to 5 sales. So the way I came about all of this, just to kind of start my story off here, because what we do when we do a scan is we tell our story. So when I got started with this, my son was 15 years old and he had a major growth spurt. He grew like 6 inches in 8 months. It was crazy. So fast that he's got stretch marks on his back. And he had a lot of the growth happening down in his feet and his ankles. and he was trying to play soccer for high school, and the poor kid couldn't walk, let alone run. So we headed out for vacation. We picked up some of my best friends, and when they saw him, they said, "Hey, we just got this device. It's from Germany. It's cleared for pain. Let's hook him up and see what it will do." And I said, hallelujah to that, because we had tried everything to get this kid fixed and nothing was working. So they ran a 20-minute pain program on him, and 2 hours later, the kid's walking normal. And my wife says, I got to have one of those. So we had one ordered before we even got back to Missouri. So on a different day, my wife came home, and of course, I was fiddling with this thing all day long, trying to figure out what all can this thing do. I'd heard that it was a quantum sensor and that it could scan and find out what other stuff was going on in our bodies. And I'm a mess anyway, because I've been diabetic for most of my life, 37 years at least. And so there's all kinds of issues that come along with that. But my wife came home from work one day and she was complaining about something, and I don't even remember what it was at that point, but I fix problems. So I said, why don't you run a scan or do a scan and run a program? She puts her hand on her hip and points at me and says, how do you expect me to do that? You're the darn Healy hog. So that being said, I said, okay, I will be getting you another device, because I didn't want to give mine up, right? I was having too much fun with it, and it was fixing issues and so forth. So I had to go around my friends, because they were just customers, and they introduced me to somebody that knew more. And when I reached out to him, he said, okay, Ray, if you're going to buy another device, you need to sign up as a member. That way you've got a fast start promotion that you can take advantage of. And at that time, it was sell 3, get a device for free. That was all I was concerned about, was getting that free device. So key in on that as you think about building your business. I wanted that free device. I didn't care about the money at that time. So I ordered my Healy. When he said sell 3, I thought, okay, I've got to at least talk to 6 people, maybe even 10. So out of, I just started thinking about, what do I say to this person if I'm going to share Healy with them? I don't want to open myself up for a no. I want something that people are going to start telling me yes for. So as I thought it through, I thought, what am I using this thing for in the first place? And what's it about? So I thought, okay, this is from Germany. What's that mean? Germany means quality, right? Number 2, I needed to add credibility. It's cleared by the FDA for chronic and acute pain, arthritis, and muscle soreness. Plus, it does so many more non-medical type things. In other countries, it's actually cleared for fibromyalgia and anxiety and depression. So I thought about sharing that part with them. And then I realized that, hey, I don't want them to think that I'm only calling to sell them something. I want to tell them, what this thing can do. So I started thinking about, how do I spin that so that they don't see me just as a salesperson? So I said, you know what? This thing does so many things. It helps with stress and mental focus and sleeping, but it doesn't matter to me if you buy one or not. What really matters is you're going to know somebody that I can help with this. Would it be okay if I did a free scan for you? So in thinking through that process and sharing that with those 6 people in the beginning, every one of those 6 people said, well, sure, I'll let you do a free scan for me. By the way, I don't have any money to buy anything with. Of course, people are always telling you that so that they try to scare you away so that you don't push a sale on them. But they just need that reassurance. That's why they tell that to you out loud. So I got in front of all 6 of these people, did a free scan for them, and guess what happened? Yeah, just like it happened for you and me. It showed up and it showed what we related with. And every one of them said, how did it know that? How did it do that? I said, I don't know. I'm not the quantum physicist, but isn't it cool? And they said, just like I did, I got to have one of those. And all 6 of them ordered. Now, I don't have 100% success rate all the time, but those were some of what I would consider low-hanging fruit. They were people that knew me and that could trust me, and every one of them bought, and I got my free Healy. And a few weeks later, I got a text message that said there was several $1,000s in my account waiting for me to deposit that. So that's telling your story. That's also the first part, the starting point of how do I get those scans set up? You do it by telling your story. You do it by offering a free scan. And then while you're in the scan or getting ready to do the scan, you tell them about the company's story. This is very important, friends. Sorry about that. Company story is very important. This is not some little trinket that we're just out there trying to sell. This is a professional device. It was actually developed for the practitioners. Back in 2017 is when they started marketing it through the time waiver practitioners. You know, the devices that the time waiver practitioners have are very expensive. We're talking $20,000 to $40,000 expensive. Plus, you've got to be trained. You've got to have the training to be able to read what that machine is putting out. So, and I've had experience personally with a machine like that, and it's timely. It takes some time to run that scan and receive those frequencies, and it can be very costly if you're dealing directly with a practitioner. So long about 2019, they realized that the professionals, or the practitioners that is, weren't really great at selling. So it was in 2019 that they decided to roll this into more of a social selling arena where we could share it with other people, into the direct sales and network marketing model. So in 2019, they did somewhere around $7 million in other world markets. But when they came into the US market in 2020, it wasn't even a full year. It was May of 2020. And by the end of 2020, they had done more than $100 million worth of business with this little device, because it's amazing. So we started sharing it with people, and we earned the free Healy, and we earned some money, and we started moving it forward with others. So let me pause here for just a minute. I get caught up on my own notes. So you can explain to them when or how they get paid. Right now, currently, if you sell 3,000 points of Healy Resonance or Professional Editions in your first 30 days, after that 14-day money-back guarantee happens, then Healy will send you a free Healy Resonance Plus Edition. And you can get more details on that. Let me move forward here because I'm going to start drawing this to a close. Attend all the events. What are the events? Number one, you're at one right now. Online Zooms, Tech Tip Tuesdays, What's Up Wednesdays, Frequency and Friends monthly call. A lot of our teams, like ours, have a Monday night call for opportunities. There's pre-scheduled calls that you can do with your teams. In-person meetings, we do a Frequency 101 meeting in select cities. We've got a workshop that we participate in. Attend all the events. That's very important to stay close to the fire. Stay in control of your business. Make your own appointments and follow up. Lead by example. When working with a downline member, don't assume that they will do the follow-up. If you want to get paid, do the work until they start doing it. That's what I call OJT, on the job training. Reach down to the members that are below the people that you've sponsored and build relationships with those. You never know who they're going to introduce you to. Whoever needs the volume does the work and the follow-up.
So, Ray, when you just said what you just said right now, you never know who they will introduce you to. Just because we're running a little bit out of time right now, but you have been very successful as that, at getting referrals and duplicating and getting people engaged with the scanning tool, I guess. But can you share quickly, what have you been doing locally in your area to get to those referrals from people that you know?
We like to, are you talking about networking?
Yes.
Okay. We found a business group that you can be part of in many different markets. Some people call them BNIs. There's other networking type groups. We're involved with a group called the ACA Business Club, and that's a national club. It's not as big as a BNI group, but it's a place where you go to drink coffee and make friends. And of course, I share the Healy. We wear this around our neck. My daughter and I, we're both members, and we do free scans for those members. And, you know, for the sole purpose of, we let them know, hey, it doesn't matter to me if you buy one of these or not, you're going to know somebody that we can help. And we get several referrals weekly from just doing that. So our main objective is we want to do as many free personal frequency scans as we can for those people that we get in front of, whether they're asking us, because we always wear this around our neck, just like Terry Perez does. It's just another talking point. But how do you introduce yourself when you're in a business setting? If you ask somebody else, what do you do? What are they going to ask you? They're going to ask you what you do. So when somebody asks me what I do, yeah, I'm a manufacturer's rep by trade. So I have a product that's out of Germany that's cleared by the FDA for chronic and acute pain, arthritis, and muscle soreness. But it does so much more than that. It's actually a scanner, and it can scan your body looking for low frequencies, meaning out of balance, out of tune, unhealthy. And then it can tell you what's going on, whether it's hormones or digestion or mental focus or sleeping or stress. It knows what's going on. And then it recommends programs for you to address those low frequencies. Whether you want one of these or not, it doesn't matter to me, but you're going to know somebody we can help. When would be a good time to sit down with you and do this free scan for you? So we do that at these business meetings, and we get a bunch of meetings. And, you know, we have so many people that love what we do. We're ending up doing 2 and 3 scans at a time for people. So how much more closer to that 15 number that I was talking about earlier does that get you to, when you can do multiple scans? You know, personally, I have 3 Healys that I carry around with me all the time. If Riley's with me, she carries 3 or 4 Healys also. So we can scan 5 or 6, 7 people at one time and call it a party if you want. But we're doing it at a business setting.
Love it. You will see all the comments on here. Fantastic, Ray. And every time we learn so much. And again, this is, if you're seasoned, if you're new, always a way to revamp everything. So I love that you're saying this, because for me, you put promote on my last slide. I have share. So we had the same mindset. But if you want to wrap up your presentation.
Hey Ray, there's a question. There's a question that's repeating in the audience here about how are you scanning? What are you scanning? The resonance or aura? Can you give just a couple details for folks?
Yeah, let me stop sharing my screen here. I'm not much for doing the aura myself. I've just not studied that as much. And I want to be more involved. And the aura scan for me, I learned the hard way not to read those out loud because they can get really personal. So we tend to lean more towards the all Healy programs scan. And we put together a sheet to make it easy for us to chart that out, because if we can show that person on paper what's going on in their body. Yeah, Adriana's got it right there in her hands.
I can remove mine.
If we can show them on paper what's going on, then all we need to do is solve the problem by offering them the ability to purchase a Healy or to sit down with one of our practitioners that charges for a scan and a session. And we have several people in our organization that love doing that. I just don't have time to do that as a practitioner person. We're trying to sell devices and move this forward so that people can take advantage of this in their own homes. We do work with the practitioners quite a lot, though.
Excellent. Anything else anything else from the chat that we need to address?
A lot of people asking about the chart, wanting to see your slide deck. Very good job, Ray. There's a lot of folks wanting to be able to share what you're doing. And I'm a fan of not reinventing the wheel. So sharing what works was duplicatable. That's the process, right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the privilege of sharing with all of Healy Americas, Canada, Mexico, US.
Remember, folks, this will be sorry, go ahead, Ray.
It's a privilege to serve as a board member.
Thank you, Ray. And remember, folks, this is recorded and it's going to be on the YouTube page, so you can go back and review and get all the pictures you want that Ray shared, so we can keep moving forward. But it's there for you as a resource forever. And you can pause and rewind and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. So thank you, Ray. And I know this is not your first time joining us and sharing your tips and tricks. And I know it will not definitely be the last time. So especially now that we see some of the questions and we can dive into different parts of your proven system that worked for you and for Riley as well, and everybody in your team. Can't wait to be in Kansas City. It's around the corner. So again, just wrapping up, I would say, just like Ray said, promote. I say share. Let's say wear your Healy every day. We have a great promotion this month that can help you to rank up to director, whether, again, you have been with us already established or you're brand new, and being able to earn unlimited recruiting bonuses. So imagine being able to earn as many of the 400 euros with the techniques that we heard, from writing your list, from following up, how it's so important, and then utilizing that technique of 15 scans a day or scans a month. Now we have limited time because the 400 euro 1, 2, 3 grow your tree promotion ends on July 15th. So somebody asked on the chat, one ends on the 15th, another one ends at the end of the month. 50% discount on holistic and above. It's lasts till the end of the month for you to recruit any new member or customer with a Residence Plus or Professional and earn a €400 unlimited for every 3 that you bring into the business is until the 15th. So that's why the content shared today is so important. And like Ken said, go back, listen to the recordings, because this will be very helpful for you to get your business geared until the few days that we have left, right? The 9 days that we have left. So this is just a chart. If you want to take a picture quickly, because I know we don't have much time, but look at this duplication system, where if you were to sell or purchase yourself or have 1,000 QV yourself, which is the QV for a professional, you bring in 3 new members or customers, which is the purpose with your €400, then, and you encourage them to do the same before the end of the month, you acquire all of the requisites in order to be able to achieve director. How incredible is that? And that brings a lot of bonuses and additional earnings for you. So as you can see here, if you're a Fast Start member, if you're just within your first enrollment month and your first your enrollment months and +1, you can earn your Fast Start cash that can be up to 450. Also, if you achieve team manager, an additional €100. If it's regardless, let's say this is for those who are in the Fast Start period, but if it's your first time ranking up to team manager, you can earn €100. First time senior team manager 200, and then executive team manager 500. So again, this is for our brand new members, but if you're already established and have not achieved any of these ranks previously, these are also additional earnings that you can make. Then on top of that, you have your level 1 and level 2 bonuses, which are can be up to between 5% to 10%. And you have your dual bonuses, of course, when you are a executive team manager above, and then you have here a potential. Again, this is mixing between being a new member and also an established member. But with that said, I know we have little time. I'll dive into this again next week, guys. But I want to do a quick Healy recognition. This is from the month of June until the 29th. We recognized you guys last week, but again, we will come back to you hopefully by the end of this week with all the finalized numbers. But I want to again congratulate all of you who in the month of June were able to achieve the Healympics promotion, whether you earn 12.5% discount, 25% discount, or even 50%. And many of you also earned fully 100%, those that achieved the 50% in May and also in June. So again, this is like you can see here, those of you that are highlighted like Alba, Dandy, Fernanda, Frequency Family, etc. Those are the members that are already earned, again, with no returns or anything, the 100% on their Mag Healy. So congratulations. Please, guys, help me here. Let's give some love and some motivation, because that's why we're such a special family here at Healy, because we motivate and empower each other to continue growing. And of course, our rank advancement. So in May, we had several rank advancements. So I wanted to recognize our executive team managers that you see on the screen. Congratulations for achieving executive team manager in the month of May for the first time, as well as directors, Cindy de la Fuente, Dandy Gu, and again, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name, Yunju Park, Fernanda Parra Chico, Yunyu Yon, Yvette Cantu, Lisette Vasquez, Luz Lorena Gutierrez, Sisone Jung, and Veronica del Castillo. We also have senior directors. Congratulations, Chloe and Stacy, for your achievement. Again, great work. And, oh, did I skip? Yeah, no. Senior Director, Executive Directors, again, congratulations. Yen Yun Sao, Jose Ruben Flores, Maria Eugenia Ramos, and finally, we have new vice presidents. You guys know this is the pinnacle. This is where you want to go to. And again, congratulations to Lawrence Chow, Roxana Flores, and Senior Vice President Fernando Rene Parafox Frequency family. And I want you guys to give a huge congratulations to our brand new Executive Vice President, Aseneth Avendaño. So congratulations again. I know things may be a little difficult or, you know, have more challenge during the summer times because everybody is in another frequency. But again, it's never not a good moment. Let's say that. To have a better opportunity. And like Lori said, a no is not a no for now, but it will be a yes. So with that said, I again close with reminders of all our calls that we have here to support you. If you're new or if you run these, please promote these with your teams. We should definitely have more attendance for our Tech Tip Tuesday, What's Up Wednesday, Healy for Beginners and Beyond, and Jueves Juntos con Healy, and as well subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have all of our recordings. We understand we run these meetings maybe not at the most ideal time for your schedule, but they're always there for you to browse at your leisure. And lastly, again, know Frequencies and Friends is on August 1st, 2022 at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And lastly, I want to say again, the difference between try and triumph is a little umph. So let's go for that umph this month. Thank you again for everybody that participated today. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Doc Terry, for all your comments. And thank you, Ray, for sharing your system of success. So again, we will see you here at the same time, same channel, same time next week. Enjoy your summer and much success on these promotions. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
It was a
Hey, if you
great
want to
Bye,
save
everyone.
the chat,
Yeah.
you want to save the chat, go down there to the bottom and click on those